Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson. During the pandemic, we saw an explosion in online learning where millions of people earned certificates that led to six-figure jobs. Even now, millions of people are shunning college life and jumping straight into the job market. So this begs the question, if I'm landing a six-figure job and making more than people who go to college, do I really need a degree from a four-year program? Joining us to talk about it, senior correspondent for Business Insider, Emily Stewart. Emily, welcome to Daily Flash.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get right to it. The numbers really speak for themselves. 52% of job listings on an employment platform didn't even mention educational requirements compared with 48% in 2019. What's the value of a degree in today's market?
I will say here that a college degree generally does still come with a premium. Recent college graduates make more money than high school graduates, and that premium lasts throughout their careers. People who graduate from college are also likelier to be able to work from home. They're also likelier to have paid leave. So I think a lot of companies are trying to make a shift here, but just because some companies say that they don't want a degree doesn't necessarily mean that that's not what they're looking at.
I remember my dad was a real big proponent of college, and he kept saying it's not so much the degree, it's a matter that you can prove to someone you committed yourself to a program for 4+ years and you completed something. And I think that's a really important lesson here. Why are employers leaving, though, the degree requirements out of their job postings?
So there's been a shift towards what we call skills-based hiring, which basically means that a lot of companies are saying, listen, we know that 2/3 of adult Americans have not graduated from college, and when we don't talk to those people and we don't look at them, we're missing a huge part of the jobs pool. And so they are saying, instead of asking if someone has a bachelor's degree or master's in certain cases, saying, okay, what skills do you have? Are we missing people? Are we missing potential candidates who would be great for this job, just didn't finish college, didn't quite get a degree? And so there is really a movement towards that among some employers, and some real discussion about how this would be good for the economy, especially in jobs where you really don't need a degree.
Yeah, Emily, how do you think this has reshaped the way employers do their recruiting?
I mean, it's tricky. There is a study from the Burning Class Institute that says that while a lot of companies say that they are dropping degree requirements, they're not necessarily doing it. That doesn't mean no companies are doing it. They kind of separate a group of leaders like General Motors or Walmart, who they say really the CEO has come out and said, listen, we're not looking at degrees as much, and they do it. But sometimes what happens is that a company comes out and says, we're not going to look at or we're not going to look at degrees as much. But it's hard to change a culture, and it's hard to change hiring practices. So maybe a company means well and says that they're not looking, but if that doesn't somehow get translated to the hiring managers, that doesn't really wind up in real change.
Yeah, I think there's so much to unpack here with this topic. How are colleges and universities preparing students for the demands of the modern workforce and work placement compared to tech schools, which seem to be helping with the work placement, getting people into the jobs, and then they're going for those four-year degrees later on?
I think here, at least for me, it's hard to paint everyone with a broad brush. Growing up, I'm from rural Wisconsin, and we were told to go to tech school, and I didn't go that route. But I think that's always a conversation, and I think that's a conversation that really every school needs to have, and really every student needs to have, especially in a world student debt can really be crushing for people. Are you going to spend a lot of money on a degree that really isn't going to help you? That's a tough conversation, but it's one that we have to have.
Emily, great to chat with you. Some super information. For more information on Emily, you can head to businessinsider.com. Mitch, we'll send it on over to you.